Solve the equation. In this equation, notice that the variable x appears both on the left side and on the right side of the equation. Whenever you have variables on both sides of an equation, what you should do to solve it is to collect the variable terms on one side and the constant terms on the other side. In this equation, however, notice that we don't just have variable terms and constant terms. For instance, on the left side, we've got this whole expression multiplied by 6, and on the right side, we have this whole expression multiplied by 2. So the first thing we should do is use the distributive property on each side. Let's start on the left side and multiply 6 times this whole expression. 6 times 1 is equal to 6, plus 6 times 1/2 x. Well, 6 times 1/2 is equal to 3, so 6 times 1/2 x is 3x. Now the right side, use the distributive property to multiply 2 times this expression. 2 times x is 2x, plus 2 times 1 is 2. Now we have an equation that has only constant terms and variable terms. So to solve the equation, we can use the process of collecting the variable terms on one side and the constant terms on the other side. But where do we start? Well, let's start with the variable terms. And which side should we collect the variable terms to? Well, let's think about it. On this side, if we undo adding 3x, we subtract 3x, so we'd subtract 3x from each side, and we'd end up with negative x on this side. On the other hand, if we undo adding 2x to the right side, we'd subtract 2x from each side, and then on the left side we'd be left with x. Well, that's kind of a nice result, so let's do that. So when we subtract 2x from each side, on the left side we have 6 plus 3x minus 2x is 1x, or x. And on the right side, 2x minus 2x is 0, plus 2 is 2. Now we have an equation that still has a constant term on each side. So we need to undo adding 6 to the left side by subtracting 6 from each side. And on the left side, 6 minus 6 is 0, plus x is x. On the right side, 2 minus 6 is the same as 2 plus negative 6, and the answer is negative 4. So here we have the equation x equals negative 4, and that tells us the solution is x equals negative 4. So the main thing to remember when you're trying to solve an equation that has the variable on each side of the equation is that you need to collect variable terms to one side and constant terms to the other side. But sometimes, like with this equation, you need to do some cleanup work first. Like here, we had to apply the distributive property to multiply 6 times this expression and to multiply 2 times this expression.